Every 1,000 days, I am struck with a wave of inspiration that I can only describe as borderline obsessive. 3 years ago, I made a Goodnight Punpun anime opening, entirely out of manga panels and a little bit of animation here and there. And while it did take a straight day and a half to create, and while I did have a lot of fun doing it, I put it out to the world and I said, you know what? I think that's enough of that. For those of you who don't follow me on Twitter or who do follow me and have me muted because I'm horribly annoying, you'll undoubtedly know that my latest manga obsession is Fools Night by Kasumi Yasuda. I've been following this series since its initial launch in Japan and became immediately obsessed by it for reasons I can't really explain other than the fact that it is pretty much custom tailored to everything I like about storytelling, art, manga, entertainment, the list goes on. I have become so obsessed with Fools Night that it has become one of my top 10 manga of all time. I have bought it in French, I have bought it in Japanese, I have it pre-ordered in English, and while I was on my second reread of the entire thing so far waiting for new chapters to come out, I was reading bits and pieces and I thought, this would look cool animated, which then snowballed into, man, this would make a good anime, which then immediately snowballed into the idea of creating an anime opening out of manga panels for Fools Night. But because I am completely and totally sleep deprived right now, I am going to kick this over to myself to explain a little bit about what Fools Night is, the process behind creating this anime opening, and then of course, the anime opening itself. Enjoy. To give a quick overview of Fools Night. Fools Night is set in the future when the sun has been blocked out by thick black clouds, and plant life as we know it has been completely wiped out. In a desperate need for oxygen, a medical procedure emerged that embeds a seed in one's body and turns their dying corpse into a grotesque plant within 2 years. Those who undergo this treatment are given a substantial cash payout to live out their final days in comfort. Childhood friends Toshiro and Yomiko reconnect when Toshiro, unable to continue with his difficult life, talks Yomiko into giving him the procedure to become a plant. After he goes through with it, Toshiro becomes a freelance investigator for the institute that undertakes these procedures due to his unique ability to hear what the plants are saying, leading Yomiko to hire him to help find an old friend who was last seen heading for Antarctica. It's equal parts haunting, thought-provoking, gorgeous, and intriguing in a way that demands your attention from page to page, and leaves you yearning for the unsolved mysteries to come. It's currently available on the Viz Manga app, minus some not yet backfilled chapters at the time of recording this, and is coming out in print later this year. So let's dive into the process. The first step was needing the right song. I did a lot of digging around for a song in a band that would fit perfectly. I knew it had to be catchy, but not overly dark or overly bubbly. There was a certain kind of vibe and voice I was looking for, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it until I thought of Tatsuya Kitani, who you might know as either a Vocaloid producer from the first opening of the second Jujutsu Kaisen season, or this anime season's Go-Go Loser Ranger opening. And once I decided on that, I knew exactly what song to go for, which I won't actually spoil, but lyrically, vocally, and tonally fit Fools Night perfectly. Next, I had to scan through all the pages again. Luckily, I have the first 6 volumes in Japanese, which a theoretical first 12-episode season would maybe cover 3 or 4 of. So I made a spreadsheet of shots and panels I wanted to use, how I wanted to use them, and mapped them to the timestamps I had done for the song. After that was pretty much just rigorous, never-ending editing. Some panels really just needed a character separated from a background, which isn't too difficult but horribly tedious. Then from there it's mostly just panning, zooming, blurring. Some required a bit more animation like eye movements or blinking, which I had to bust out Procreate for. The one part I got stuck on was the chorus. I regard anime openings as an art form in and of themselves, and the chorus is the grand moment of every anime opening. I storyboarded it about 3 times and put it together entirely once before looking at it and deciding it was just missing something. So I bought a green screen and some animation software. Filmed myself doing some actions that kind of encapsulate Toshiro's struggles through the first couple volumes, rotoscoped that, animated some hair in because, well, you know, I have a hair deficiency. This was the worst of it. This part took so long to get right, and even looking at it now, I still don't think it's 100%. But working in a creative field for 12 years, I know when to pick up on when something's okay or decent, and that I've just stared at it for too long, and I'm just overly criticizing myself. But anyways, let's get to what you all came here for, and what I'm excited for you to see. Ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between, this is the Fools Night anime opening.
朝にだって昼にだって夜にだって理不尽に苛まれたにもできない散らかった部屋の隅で鉄道の水を口に含んでも誰が僕を救ってくれるの背後に張り付く視線は彼の目がこちらを見ているタバコの煙で顔を隠したってその視線が僕を貫いて抱き合ってた薄汚れたこの生活から救ってくれこのどうしようもない日々の傷口から溢れ出した入らない夢これが何者にもならない僕らが見ている未来明日さえどうしようもないほど恐ろしくて彼を呪う言葉またなきゃなんだこの手紙を書き残して終わらせたいんだ明日が来る前に
Anyways, folks, that is it for today's video. If you like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share. Yeah, you know what the buttons do. You know what to do. You guys are smart. Look at you guys. You guys know what to do. If you do, leave a comment below. Don't ask me to make one of your favorite manga, because I'm not gonna. For another 1,000 days or so. Alrighty. I'm going to bed. Good night.